We all felt the border was a complete disaster, myself included. And Chad, you remember covering the phases we went through. First, there was an effort to make law, which requires you to deal with Democrats. And then a number of our members thought it wasn't good enough. And then our nominee for president didn't seem to want us to do anything at all.
That's Mitch McConnell, a perfect example of the spineless Republican Trump flop. That's when Republicans in Congress whisper among themselves how horrible Trump is, what a horrible man. But when it comes time to be a man, they sound like this.
We represent the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild.
McConnell, who is ready to leave D.C. with his millions of ill-gotten booty from parlaying favors into his bank account, is saying the right things. But like Bill Barr and the other Republicans who have recognized the dangers Trump poses, he will most assuredly vote for him again.
Well, the president's not a racist.
Why? Because Republicans have allowed Trump to be their symbol of hate, greed, anger, and fear.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
Granted, Liz Cheney and a few Republicans called Trump out, but after 4 years of insanity, it wasn't until he tried to overthrow the government.
To the Capitol.
Before that, they were just as bad, voting with Trump and silent as rats during his impeachments. But when Trump blocked the border bill by sticking it to Mike Johnson, the Republican Party tucked back their junk and proved they're nothing but Trump's pets and Chubby Fingers' puppy mill.
Why were you against the House, against the Senate border deal, the bipartisan border?
Well, they allow 5,000 people a week. Number one, that, but it also made it much better for the opposing side.
You heard it right there. Trump doesn't care about the border. Trump doesn't care about the country. Trump cares about Trump, and he'll lie about anything.
Under crooked Joe Biden, Christians and Americans of faith are being persecuted like nothing this nation has ever seen before.
Then the GOP sends out Sally Buttermilk to spread that lie to the world.
The cartels put her on a mattress in a shoebox of a room, and they sent men through that door over and over again.
The lie was that the sex-trafficked woman she spoke of was raped in another country while Bush was president, not Biden.
President Biden's failures don't stop there.
When Trump says he wanted the border bill killed and not one Republican stood up, the silence was deafening. Trump has proven again that he owns every single one of these cuckolds. Just think about it. Every single Republican backed down and not one stood up and spoke the truth. This cogwaffle cares about no one or anything other than himself. And Republicans have known this the whole time. And every time one of them talks trash about the border, they're lying, because the truth is the border can be better organized and run more efficiently, but not if you want to use that issue for political gain.
So here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Join me, or I'll join you, in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill.
Jesus Christ, Biden even offered to share the credit with Trump and the GOP, but crickets. Here's why. If the GOP can't frighten you into a paralytic stiff, they got nothing.
Let me say one thing up front. There's no border security in this package. I regret that. I wish there were. They should be. The bill from the Senate, I voted no, and I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it. You're absolutely right.
Trump and everyone on the planet knows two things. The Republicans don't want the border fixed, and the border isn't the real problem.
I don't know if you've heard this, but I came up with this one. Migrant crime. There's violent crime, there's migrant crime. We have a new category of crime. It's called migrant crime.
But peel that back, and you'll also see the depths of Trump and every Republican's deep and dark racist roots.
But people are coming from the Congo. Where do you live in the Congo? We live in prison. Oh, that's right. They released them from prison. But they're coming in from Africa.
Oh, am I going too far calling every Republican a racist? Did I hurt your snowflake feelings? Well, let me ask you this. If you're a Republican and you say, I'm not a racist, what have you done to stop Trump's attacks on Hispanics and African Americans? I can wait. That's what I figured. But you hate being called a racist, so you say, we're just trying to protect America. So am I, you mope. But if you think tolerating Trump isn't racist, that's like saying the cops who watched Chauvin kill George Floyd were just passing by. The Republican Party has the same stats I'm about to give you. Immigrants commit crimes at 1/5 the rate of Americans, and Central American immigrants work our farms, our lawns, and take care of millions of white children. They stay married longer than U.S. citizens and attend church more frequently. So instead of demonizing these people, why wouldn't you want to help out this generation of Americans who are here to make this country greater? And for the record, I live in California, and where I am right now, when my great-grandfather was born, this was Mexico, until we stole it.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
The border is a lie. By that I mean we created a problem where there was none. Before we militarized the border, seasonal migrants came to work, then went home. Reagan liked it so much he offered them amnesty and offered a path to citizenship. But today, Reagan would have been drummed out of the GOP quicker than Melania runs to her own bedroom. And why do so many people want to come here? Violent gangs in Central America are a direct result of the last 50 years of our U.S. military setting up puppet governments that destroyed the democratically elected ones so U.S. businesses could relocate and profit off the cheap labor. But Republicans don't want to hear that.
Just this week, it was reported that an illegal and you.
The border bill that Trump spiked contained everything these little GOP bitches have been crying about for years. It ended catch and release, held migrants in detention until their asylum requests were vetted, and when the border encounters reached a threshold, the border was shut down.
We had a bipartisan solution by one of the most ethical, honest, hardworking, conservative Republicans in the United States Senate, James Lankford. And we didn't go forward with that bipartisan bill because President Trump and others said, we don't want to give Biden a victory. We want to campaign in the chaos. We don't want to give a victory to the Democrats. It's not a victory for Biden or for the Democrats, it's for the United States of America. And for us to move forward as a country, we have got to work together. I see the people up here in the gallery today, people watch television, they read the newspaper, and they're sick of this.
But all you hear today is the dull, dim-witted spittle from these half-witted hillbillies, elated by Trump's hate-filled rhetoric.
And they cause all kinds of problems in our country.
And fentanyl coming in from the cartel from Mexico? No, it's not Juan, it's John. Only 10% of the fentanyl comes in from the border, and the rest comes in boats and planes from China.
China.
Look, being an American isn't easy. We have to tolerate the ignorant ramblings of the lazy and uninformed, and then stand up for their rights to be all those things. And they have to listen to me tell them my 2 cents. But we don't have to listen to Trump. Before his demented, sociopathic will is imposed on anyone else, we can convict him or defeat him in November. And it's more apparent every day the Republicans won't help. So we'll do it ourselves.
Who's with me?
Hi, what's up?
Time to pack it up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
Thank you so much for watching. You know, YouTube frequently penalizes my videos for taking on controversial subjects, hurting our ability to earn ad revenue, which we use to hire more hosts and make more videos. We think it's so important to make these videos now and expose a Republican cult. So please join us on Patreon. The link is in the comments. We literally can't make these without you. Thank you so much. For Really American Media,
I think he's crazy. I honestly think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.